All right. So I'm thinking I could get a short here today. I wasn't going to trade, but let's take a look at the higher time frames just real quick. Um, we got that bearish move down yesterday. Uh, we do have a daily fair value gap that we tagged on ES. Turn that green. We had nothing here on the daily for the other guys. Oh, we did have one on YM that we're bouncing from. Daily. Oops, daily. All right. So yeah, we do got some PDAs we're bouncing at. Cool. We've dug into this twice now on YM. We haven't. I mean, so far it looks like we're respecting it, but we still got another day here. ES, technically we did not tag it, so makes sense for ES to actually come lower, which I like. I'm gonna look for a short. We did sweep these relative equal highs, previous relative equal highs on NASDAQ, so it makes sense that we're getting some sort of rebalancing here. And Russell is strong. 4 hour, we're bouncing off that new week opening gap area. So yeah, Sunday. And then we haven't broken this low. Now we've got relative equal lows. So it does make sense that we come take those out. And NASDAQ much deeper. Took out these relative equal lows here, aligned with the relative equal highs, previous relative equal highs. And YM making an SMT low here while taking out these lows into the daily fair value gap. So makes sense that we're bouncing here. Still think that we had lower because we were still bearish on the flows, though they were selling their puts into this. So there's that, but I think they got a lot more. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, we do have the very big imbalance above us. We've already tagged into that already on everyone except YM, which doesn't have any imbalance here yet, except for, yeah, whatever. It does have 1 hour inefficiencies internally. So, um, so yeah, nothing here on the smaller time frames to look at besides the current range. So yeah, we do have that SMT low on the YM with NASDAQ and ES showing relative strength versus the Dow. But the Dow has taken and created a bearish SMT here now, manipulating higher off of that. So that's good. Debating this just goes down right now without taking out those highs yet. That's why YM has already manipulated above these highs with the bearish SMT now. And we do have smaller time frame SMT, but we do have relative equal highs here. So so NASDAQ has already taken out this candle, which, if you can see, aligned with all these other guys, is way higher. So NASDAQ may be ready to roll down. And do have that bearish SMT now from these highs, Asian highs, with a bearish SMT from this high down to here on NASDAQ as well. So it's a little tricky. I don't usually like to short relative equal highs. And this SMT is only internally. So I think I will wait until we sweep this if I'm going to get short. Otherwise, and we get SMT, obviously. Maybe what we would see is ES take the high, and then YM is actually weaker, and that would be pretty cool. That would make a lot of sense to me. But we'll see. If anything, I may actually catch along on Russell too. I didn't think Russell would come down. So since we haven't looked at Russell here on any of the time frames yet. But we've got the SMT we look for on a long in Russell, right here, very strong bullish SMT from this low to this low to this low. And since we've come all the way back up here, actually let's use this chart. We want to compare the Dow. So this low, or you could say this low. So we've created SMT from this low to this low, or to this low. And Russell failed to create a shift there, but does have that 4-hour or daily fair value up down there. We've at least shifted out of the range down here. This 4-hour's been rebalanced. Got rebalanced before this move up. Nice big move up. It did shift out of here on the 1-hour, so that's good. And it held this order block SMT long, which delivered up into these highs again, creating relative equal highs again. I'm just gonna leave that. And if the Dow Jones makes another low, which I do expect it to, I'd be looking for an internal range long. We have a 4-hour. We do not have any 4-hour shifts into here, but we do have this 4-hour fair value gap at least there. And on the 1-hour, we have shifted here with this fair value gap. So and this 4-hour fair value gap lines up with the previous SMT and an order block there inside of a previous imbalance. So that can make a lot of sense. Don't know about this one, but and yeah. $15-minute. Created SMT there on the others, and then now we're heading lower. Yeah, I think this SMT here is kind of invalidated or for the other charts, not this one. And then we'd want to see this come out and take some lower lows. It would probably just keep heading down, honestly, but yeah. I feel like for this one, I'd wait for us to actually break this low to get a read on it because it's not very clear where we would bounce. Though, yeah, because I could just be wrong about this going lower, you know, could just be wrong. Don't really like how Nasdaq's coming up higher here. Ideally, we want just ES to break these highs. But we'll see. But yeah, I don't even know if it will set up, obviously. But if it does, then we'll look for it. We already have a bearish SMT here with, this move. So if NASDAQ comes and takes these highs, it could still be a short, but not one that I would want to take. Just because the price action is just not super clean for like the logic that I look for. As you can see, this consolidation here is way up here, and then ES finally made a big rotation down. So it's just kind of weird. Can't think through that right now for some reason. A little tired. But yeah, we got an SMT here. And it makes sense because we had the SMT here. And so they're just rotating higher than everyone else. Since this low failed to get taken. So we had this consolidation chop. YM came down and then took it out after making a new low. We had this consolidation chop, which was showing strength in these guys. They came down and failed to make a new low. They were stronger. And then at the pop, they failed to take it out though. So we want to see this be a bearish SMT with ES taking the high, not NASDAQ. And then yeah. And then we'll look at Russell if it starts to come down into this area because there's some trustworthy PDAs. MT, boom, boom. Yeah. And right now we're tapping back into that. So could be totally wrong about my bias though. Could just be a bullish day. But looking at the way that this range is acting, it just seems like if we set up some relative equal highs, seems like we want to sweep them. We've already did create a bearish SMT. We could very well already have the bearish move starting. So yeah, just gonna wait for everything that I look for with the ES sweep and weakness in the NASDAQ, and then we should be having some sort of hopefully retrace with the Dow Jones and